What's going on, Bills fans? This is Bills Latest. I am your host, Michael Korn. We are brought to you by FanArc and McDermott, man. A little pressy yesterday at the press conference. Asked about Jacoby Myers. Said what an outstanding guy that guy's been in the locker room for the Jags. Talk about a little bit of a quiet dig at the GM there, right? Isn't he passive aggressively saying, we could have had him. He was available at the deadline. Why not? Why not? You can see McDermott laying the groundwork right now. You can see him laying the groundwork for if they drop one. It's not because they have Josh. It's not because they have Cook. You can already see the groundwork being laid. And to me, that's insane. Where was this during free agency? Not now heading into the playoffs. Now, I know maybe he didn't mean it in the context that a lot of people are taking it. Maybe he was just praising the other team like every coach does before they play them. But it was just a little different. You could tell he wishes he had a guy like that on his sideline. And they just don't. They just don't. Gabe Davis looked pretty good in the last game there with Trubisky. But they just do not have a true number one. And I don't know if they ever will have a true number one. They struggle. Eric Moulds might be the last true number one this team ever has. I just don't know why you bring it up now, heading into the playoffs. You talk about what we could have. How about what you do have? But I will say, man, if the Bills are to lose, do we think anything happens in the front office? Something has to happen, right? Lackluster moves at the deadline, no moves before the season started to acquire a wide receiver, except your third string, or excuse me, your third wideouts. No true go after a number one in the offseason. I just don't get it. If they lose, the way Pagula has handled the Sabres, cleaning out the front office, and now the Sabres are on a bit of a tear, he might be in the mood. He might be in the mood. I would say today McDermott's job's a little bit safer than it was earlier in the year. And I think a lot of that is I don't really even know who you would go out and get. You missed on Ben Johnson, man. That would have been a great hire. I just don't know who you would go out and get in this offseason as far as head coaches. I mean, see what happens. Do you want Harbaugh if he gets fired from the Ravens? Do you want Tomlin if he gets fired from the Steelers? I don't think they're that much of an upgrade, personally. I think you need a new, fresh face, a young buck, somebody that's going to bring the energy every day. I think there's a reason why Harbaugh is being talked about getting pushed out of Baltimore. Same with Tomlin. Those guys have kind of lost their own locker rooms. You don't want to bring that in. Now, sure, change of scenery works well for everybody typically, but with the coaches that are available, I just don't know. The only thing I'd be doing is Bean would be gone. He'd be gone. I'm sick and tired of hearing about how we took you out of the gutter, how we've drafted so well with linemen and this and that the last 6 years. We got Josh Allen, da-da-da-da-da. Am I the only one that knows that, like, you got lucky with Josh Allen? Do you think if everybody knew that he'd be that good, he would have fell to you? How about these quarterbacks that constantly get taken that everybody thinks is going to be good, but they're not? Or the ones that aren't going to be good turn out to be good? Nobody knows who is going to be good when you draft them. You are taking a chance. And McDermott and Bean got lucky, hit on Allen, and they've been safe ever since. It is no different from a stock trader betting $1 million on a swing trade. Boom, he hits it, collects, but you haven't heard anything about the rest of his trades. There's a little bit of luck involved when it comes to the draft. So I'm sick and tired of hearing, well, we've done this for you, we've done that for you. Well, do something then in the AFC this year, in the playoffs, with a down year, with a bunch of greenhorn quarterbacks coming in playing in the playoffs. No Lamar, no Mahomes, no Burrow. You better handle business. Because again, you'd be the first on the chopping block, my friend. I do not see the value you bring anymore. Haven't drafted a wideout in years. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. So I would love to see what happens. There'd be even a small chance if they win the Super Bowl, Bean is gone. McDermott would be safe. 100% safe. I think if McDermott wins one game here, he's safe. They get bounced to the Jags, chance he gets bounced too. But let's talk about the current game coming up against Jacksonville. Right now, Bills are a 1.5 favor. The 51.5 over under is the highest in the playoffs. So they're expecting this to be the highest scoring game come the playoffs, this first round. And that's kind of like I said, because Trevor Lawrence is balling out. Balling out. You're going to have to take away Lawrence. He's been running the football. He's been rolling out. Honestly, looking a lot like Josh Allen. Big body. Can definitely throw the football. They have wide receivers in Myers, Washington, Robinson. Their wide receivers are deeper than their running backs. Etienne, he's all right. He's average, a little bit above average. But I actually think the Bills will be able to take away that run game. It's going to be a question or not whether they can keep Lawrence in the pocket and they can keep him maintained and handled with just a four-man rush, or are they going to have to send a bunch of people at him? Because the more people we start sending, if Lawrence is getting rid of that ball, there's going to be somebody open, man. Somebody open. But I have a feeling there will be a decent amount of Bills fans at this game. Just saying. Just an inkling. Just a little inkling. I'm not positive, but I think there will be some Bills fans there. And I also think, well, first off, we didn't even give Cook the props he deserves. Congratulations. Congratulations. That is a solid rushing title with 1,621 yards. I've seen fans complaining that Shakir no longer gets the ball. You're an idiot. We're a running team. You really are complaining Shakir's not getting the football? Do you not know the identity of this team? When we run the football, we win. And we win physically. We beat the shit out of teams. And that's what we need to do in the playoffs. Run the football down the Jaguars' throats. Keep Lawrence on the sideline and let Cook cook. Because that is how Buffalo can just dominate every game in the road to the playoff, in the road to the Super Bowl. Even the Super Bowl. They establish that run early against any team and then work the play action off of that. Bills have a phenomenal chance. Phenomenal chance. They just need to take that tough grit Buffalo attitude right into Jacksonville and just absolutely steamroll them with Cook. That's how we got here. Cook and Allen. Cook and Allen made this offense. I expect to see Cook with no less than 25 touches. Not necessarily all out of the backfield. Get him involved in little dink and dunks. But that needs to be the game plan. That is Buffalo's identity. Stick to the run. The rest will follow, my friends. The rest will follow. But that's been it for today's Bills Latest, folks. We are appreciative of you guys listening and watching. We hope you hit that like and subscribe button down below. Again, we were brought to you by FanArc, and we will be back with more great stuff headed into these playoffs tomorrow, folks. Thank you so much.